Hey, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you're watching us at the moment or listening. I am Miss Flowers. I am a holistic wellness coach. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about manifestation. I know lately I've been talking about self care, and that's where I'm specializing in self care and self love. But I want to talk about manifestation today because my manifestations have been manifesting. And what I mean by that is usually for when I manifest something, it's usually a few days or a week. I said something on Sunday, and not even 24 hours later, might have been 24 hours, but Monday, the manifestation that I spoke on Sunday, I got on Monday. So today I was talking about something else. I'm not even gonna say what it is right now. I'll probably tell you guys later. But I was talking about something today, and then later on, that manifested. So I was like, no, this is fast. Usually it's a few days or a few weeks, but this was like, so I was like, all right. Even though, because I've always known that I was a manifester, and if you go to church, they say speak those things. But I've known for a long time now that I was a manifester. But for me, I can speak things or I can write it out. Like when people do vision boards and stuff like that, like vision boards don't really work for me. Like vision boards are just not for me. Like if I do a vision board, whatever I put on that vision board as a manifestation, it comes years later, like years, like 4 or 5 years later. So for me, writing or just speaking it, and I noticed that about my oldest daughter. I call her a master manifester. Like she will quit a job and then she'll be like, I have another job next week, and she will have another job next week. And at a young age, she was manifesting things at a young age. And I said to her one day, I was like, what makes you think that you're going to get whatever you get? And she was like, I just believe that I'm going to get it. And I don't stop believing that I'm going to get it. So she's been manifesting since she was younger. She's been doing this since she was younger. And she's very whatever she says most of the time, it comes to pass. And at one point, she wanted, she was about, she might have been, she might have been 3 or 4. And my cousin was getting married. And this is my mother's first cousin. My cousin was getting married. And she wanted to be in the wedding. And at that time, my cousin had a granddaughter the same age. And I said, you're not going to be in the wedding. She was like, no, I'm going to be the flower girl. I'm going to be the flower girl. And I was like, no, you're not going to be the flower girl. You're not going to be the flower girl. Your cousin's going to be the flower girl. And she was just like, no, she's not going to be the flower girl. I'm going to be the flower girl. And I was just like, you're not the flower girl. The week of the wedding, now, mind you, when I told her she wasn't going to be a flower girl, she cried bloody murder. Like somebody was hurting her. She cried. I mean, she probably cried herself to sleep that night. And I was like, I know you want to be the flower girl, but you're not going to be the flower girl. And she just had the biggest meltdown ever. So a week, hi, Punch Jenny. Am I saying that right? So a week before the wedding, my cousin called me and she was like, I need her to walk because her grandbaby she didn't want to do it anymore. So she was like, I need her to walk. So I went to her. I was like, you're going to be in a wedding. And she was like, I told you, mommy, I told you I was going to be in a wedding. So that was like her first time like manifesting something that I noticed. And then I don't know how old she was. She might have been 11. And she wanted a laptop. She might have been younger than that, but she wanted a laptop. And I was like, listen, you're not getting a laptop. You already broke this, you broke that. You lost remember the iPods with the little circle in the middle? She had an iPod, she lost that. I was like, you're not getting a laptop. My uncle would come up during Christmas, Thanksgiving, and he would come up in the summer from DC every year. That summer for her birthday, he comes in the house and he has a freaking laptop. And I'm just like, okay. So after a while, I just started watching the things that she would say. and just watch them come to pass. And she would say it like, if I didn't buy it, or if her father didn't buy it, if their grandmothers didn't buy it, she would get certain things. And I would tell her, you get just about everything you want, regardless if we buy it or not. But you also need to be careful about negative things you say, because of the way her manifestations work. Anything she spoke, most of the time, if she spoke it a couple of times, she would get it. So I told her the other day, not the other day, I told her, I was like, listen, you got to be careful about the things that you say, because your manifestation is so powerful that you can just speak it and you get it within, like, she quits her jobs and gets another job a week later, and she'll say, I'll get a job next week. And she gets a job next week. And I'm like, you got to be careful what you say negatively, because a lot of times people don't even know that they're manifesting negativity in their life. When you get someone and they're just like, oh, nothing ever goes right for me, I never have any money, I never this, da 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 da. And everything seems to always be going haywire in their life. And they're like, I don't understand why this is going on. It's because they're speaking it and they don't understand that they're manifesting it in their life, negative or positive. So you have to really be careful about the things that you think, the things that you say, because you can speak negative things and bring those negative things out. And now you're wondering why you never have any money. Like, oh, every time I get some money, something breaks down. Or every time I start feeling better, I get sick again. Or every time I turn around, somebody this and that, and something's happening. Or just speaking so negative all the time. Like, you're still manifesting it, regardless if you think it or not. You're still manifesting it. It's still coming to pass. You're just manifesting negative things. So when it comes to speaking those things and manifesting, you have to also watch what you say about the negative, because the negative can be manifested as well. I remember someone saying they wanted a certain thing and they ended up getting it. And then when they got it, they didn't really want it, but they weren't clear on what they wanted. So even with manifestation, you have to be clear on what you want. You can say certain things. Hi, BWS Media. You can say certain things and say, let's say, I want a pair of sneakers. But you don't say, I want a pair of sneakers that are going to be comfortable. I want a pair of sneakers that are not going to make my feet sweat. Like, you have to be specific when it comes to manifestation, and make sure that you're actually saying exactly what you want. Because you could say, I want a brand new car, but somebody brings you a brand new car and that car just, it's a junk car. Like, some cars they make, they're just junk cars. No matter what you do, they come out off the line and it's just junk. So you have to be very specific and watch what you say in the negative as well, because you're also manifesting the negative. So that was about it. That's all I got up here to say. So I feel like right now, if you're manifesting something, be positive, set it and forget it, and go about your day. Don't keep dwelling on it and thinking about it and wondering when it's going to come. It's going to come. Just let it go. Say it, write it. However manifestation works for you. Like I said, for me, it's writing it and speaking it. If you can go make a vision board and that's how it works out for you, then do what works for you. But watch the stuff that you say in a negative as well. So I'll talk to you guys later.